All right. Good morning, everybody. And it is week 14 of the NFL season. And it feels like the season is going to be over in a week, which it will probably actually be. But why are we so energetic right now? Because it is rivalry week, people. It is
Hey,
rivalry week. And that goes perfectly into our first topic. It is Bears versus Packers week. And I, for the first time in a long time, am going to say I am not scared of the Packers. Because
no,
the only person that I am scared of is Micah Parsons.
yeah,
But that's a logical person to be scared of. I mean, but I don't know, man. I I imagine Micah Parsons still getting one sack tomorrow. But I will say this: Caleb's spin move is a lethal weapon,
yeah,
and he's used it to his advantage a lot. And he's escaped a lot of sacks with that spin move. So I don't think we have a lot to be scared of. I mean, you know, Matthew, you know, everyone was so proud of the Packers when they took Matthew Golden this past draft in the first round for Jordan Love, and just a little snippet here for all the Packers fans out there. Um, Caleb Williams has more receiving touchdowns than his ass, so take that with what you will. But I don't think that the Packers have very good receivers right now. I mean, I will say this: they lost their biggest receiving threat in Tucker Kraft, which
yeah,
helps us out a lot. Um, but this is the rivalry that started football. I mean, every year the Bears versus Packers game is always circled on my calendar. I, I'm I'm gonna confidently say this. I think we can beat them twice. I think it's totally possible.
we we
And
fairly could have beat them twice last week or last year.
yes, we could have, but we had the wrong coach. And this time we actually have the right coach who is actually good at scheming up a game plan. Every coach that we've had before this just doesn't do that. So,
Yeah,
I mean, how stoked are you for this game?
yeah, I'm ecstatic basically. Like this is gonna be an incredible game. This is gonna be the best Bears Packers game we've seen in a while. Like I think this will be one of our most point games against them. I do think we win. It's just it's just s- limiting Micah Parsons because we got to go Micah Parsons, Miles Garrett, Micah Parsons back to back to back games.
That's
Like
true.
I have a feeling that's what Dennis or not Dennis Allen, Ben Johnson is scheming up how to limit him because you can't stop him. You're not going to stop
No,
him.
you can't stop either of them. I mean,
And then
Miles Garrett.
another. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I know I'm kind of like going off of the topic of what game we're talking about right now, but Miles Garrett is going to get 25 sacks. I don't
Yeah.
care what people are going to say. He's going to get 25 sacks. He's already at 19 and there's 5 games left. It feels like every game he's gotten like 2 or 3. Some of the games he's got 4.
Well,
So,
he's got 5-2 in one game, but and they play the Titans, so he's going to get 4 against Cam Ward. But that's a
oh
little off
god,
topic.
come on.
But
Anyway, go ahead. What were you
yeah,
going to say?
I think. And then did you see Parsons was running QB for this, like trying to be
Oh
Caleb
god.
Williams. So
I
it's
think
like,
I didn't like watch the clip, but I saw the tweet about it because
yeah,
did you watch the tweet
I
or
watched it.
the,
He did not do a good job.
good
He did not
good
do a good job. Just like
good
how Plumlee did not do a good job with the Steelers. So I don't know. And then what did you think? What did you want someone else? And then Micah Parsons going at the quarter? I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
a little
Yeah, I mean,
different.
you want Micah Parsons to try and figure out how to tackle him if he's trying to escape you.
Yeah.
Not Micah Parsons try to play the quarterback.
And I watched the Lions game, Lions Packers on Thanksgiving. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure everyone did. Micah
Everyone,
Parsons does these little things where he lines up on the edge, right? He's the edge. He
and then goes
goes in, gets hit, pushes him back, comes around, and that's how he gets his sacks. He doesn't get his sacks on the outside. So that's what Caleb's got to watch out for, and that's what our center has to watch out for as well.
so Micah Parsons is a right end or a left end? Is he a left end or a right end? I think he's a right end, but I'm
He's
not sure.
right. Yeah, he's the same. Whatever Miles Garrett is and Hutchinson are
Okay,
same side as them.
so so Parsons will be going up against Darnell Wright,
Yeah,
or at least lining up against Darnell Wright, which
yeah.
I think is a good thing because although Ozzy Trapillo has definitely been a left tackle upgrade, I don't think he has necessarily gone up against anyone in Parsons' stature yet. So I think it's important that he
No, because he didn't. Darnell Wright didn't go up against Crosby.
wait. So wait. You're oh yeah, that's
Crosby
right.
plays the other
Crosby
side of
Crosby
Miles
went up
Garrett and all of them.
against Ozzy, and Ozzy held his own. So you know what? Throw throw Parsons on the left side. Let's see if Ozzy's ready for the challenge, and I think he is.
Yeah.
So let's get into the Bears injury report. Well, actually, both of the injury reports because I think that's important to talk about. So let's see here. Uh,
Let's do the Bears first, and then we'll do Packers. Yeah.
okay, so the Bears, the Bears are gonna get TJ Edwards back, which is huge. So I'm gonna name everyone who's gonna be playing first, and then I'll mention who's out. So Andrew Billings is gonna be playing. T.J. Edwards is gonna be playing. Jalen Johnson is gonna be playing. Kyle Monunga is gonna be playing. Thank you. Uh, Dominique Robinson is gonna be playing. Noah Sewell is gonna be playing, and Joe Tooney is gonna be playing. And Joe Tooney, for context, was never like on the actual injury report. He just had a non-injury related rest day on Thursday and came back on Friday to be marked in full. But with a with the good news always seems to come the bad news. But I don't think that this is as bad as people are saying. Um, we will be without Tyreek Stevenson, but more importantly, we will be without Rome Odunze. And let me give you some context here. Rome Odunze has been uh, dealing with a stress fracture in his foot the last couple weeks, and that was that started when uh, his production kind of dipped. Like I want to say,
Right
uh,
after the bye, his production dipped.
so I would imagine that he is at least out for 2 weeks. And I hope that he comes back for the second Packer game because I want him to shit on the Packers a little bit. But I don't think that this loss is that big of a deal because we've still been winning games when he's only gotten two receptions for 8 yards or like a couple of receptions for 50 yards. So like I don't think it's as big as people think. I think we'll be fine. Um, and honestly, this goes perfectly into our next topic before we talk about that. Let me ask you, Michael. What are your thoughts on who's going to be playing and who's not going to be playing?
Yeah, getting our linebackers back is huge. Like we've been winning games the last three, right? two, three
Uh, yeah, without them.
without them. So it's like that's huge. That's huge for us. But then again, losing Rome, it's it sucks because obviously you want your best receivers out there, but it's
Mhm.
not as big as people are making it seem. Like he's getting what is it? The last 3 games he has six, no, his 7 catches for 100 yards, no touchdowns. So it's not as big as people are making it seem. Yeah, it does suck, but that just means Luther Burden's going to step up, Zacchaeus is going to step up, and who I think is going to have the biggest game, Colson Loveland.
I'll go into who I think is going to have the bigger game in the next topic, but I thought it would be important that we mention uh, the um, the the Packers uh, injury report as well. So let's see here. I need to line this up correctly. So Marshawn Lloyd is out, but he's returning from injured reserve, so that's not really a surprise. Uh, who else is Colin Oliver, who's another person who's going to come in from IR. Uh, but let me mention the guys that aren't on IR that are out. I'm sorry. Uh, Lucas Van Ness is out. Uh, Savion Williams is out, and Devontae Wyatt is out. But there is one guy on this list that I'm kind of surprised isn't out or questionable at all, and
Jaden
that
Reed.
is no, it's not even Jaden Reed. It's Quay Walker because he or oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong guy. That's my bad. Uh, but well, Jaden Reed is questionable, but usually when they're questionable, they play in some capacity. But still, I don't think um that the Packers receivers are that you know threatening. I'm sorry for any Packers fans that are about to watch this. I will for sure send this to our coach later, but and he's gonna you know
The
uh
the only one that's like really threatening, like if Jaden Reed was healthy the whole year, he would be threatening. Like he's not a bad receiver,
mhm,
but the one I'm scared about and who has torched us the last 2 years, Christian
Christian
Watson.
Watson. Mhm.
Like he's made big plays to get him in the field goal range to win games. That
But
that's what's scary. But
but
we have
Jalen
Jalen Johnson back,
should be lined up on Christian Watson.
and even if he's not, Deshaun Wright, I don't mind that. Yes, he's given up a lot of touchdowns, but you've Jordan Love throwing him the ball. That's 50-50 shot of it being picked if it's covered right,
Hmm.
in my
And
opinion.
we're gonna be fine. We've been winning games without some of these guys that are that are back now, and yes, Roma has been playing, but he hasn't been the deciding factor of a win or a loss. So I would imagine that Rome is out this week and next week, and I hope that he comes back for the second game against the Packers, because I feel like he's gonna want to do that, but it also depends on how long he's been dealing with this stress fracture, and it's probably been for about a month, so he's been dealing with some pain.
Yeah.
Um, but going into the next topic, so my question is, who's going to step up? Is it DJ Moore or is it Luther Burden? I would love to say that both of them do. But with how many mouths we have to feed on this offense, one guy is always going to be the odd man out. I don't know. We don't know who that is going to be, but to be honest with you, I kind of hope that it's a Luther Burden legacy game because of the fact that there's limited amount of tape on him that the Packers might not know how to stop him
Yeah.
or plan for him. And also, people would, if this was for our network, um, they, one of the guys, Johnny, would probably ask me if I have Luther Burden on my fantasy team, which I do. I do have him on a couple of my fantasy teams, and so I kind of need him to have a good game because he is my Roman Doomsday replacement. So I hope that one of them has a good game, but I also wouldn't. With what you said earlier, Michael, about Colston Loveland having a legacy game, I totally could also see that happening because he's been taking that step to
Yeah.
the next level, and I mean I love what I've been seeing from him because he's honestly a wide receiver in a tight end's body, which is awesome. Uh, but what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. I mean, we also forgot to bring up a guy like Zacchaeus could go out and have a big game too, across the middle, like playing like that middle guy or slot
Mm,
guy. But you never know.
My
Honest, he drops the ball way too much, so
my
that's his
concern is
problem.
the drops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if
and
he fixes that up with Rome out, like he could have a good game. Like I could see him having 4 catches for 50 yards, replacing the Rome, and then you got Luther Burden or DJ who could have like 7 catches for 100 yards and maybe a touchdown.
I hope so.
But
And
I do think Loveland's gonna have a big game.
but also one of the other things that we didn't mention, the weather is supposed to be like 15 degrees tomorrow when we play. Oh, and also it's important to mention that this game was originally supposed to be at noon, but it was flexed to 3:25. So everybody has to watch it because it's America's game of the week, which
Yep.
is awesome. I mean, there's an argument that you could have flexed this to Sunday Night Football,
Yeah.
and
Well, there. I think there's a good Sunday night football game. It's
let's
Chiefs
check on that.
Texans. Chiefs Texans both fighting for playoff spots.
Ooh, that is a good game. That is a good game
Yeah.
because honestly, in order for the Chiefs to make the playoffs, they have to win every game from here on out.
They I looked into it. They could technically go 4-1 and then have someone like kind
Win
of like
win for
lose.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah, they basically got to win out.
I could see that. I could see it happening, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe the Chiefs' reign of terror is over, or took a step back this year.
Or it's just an off year and then next year they go 16-1.
We'll see. We'll see. Um, but man, I mean, what what we want to see from this steel from the? Oh my God, I almost said the Steelers. What the hell is wrong with me?
Thinking of Aaron Rodgers.
There it is. There it is. So what we want to see from the Bears versus the Packers? I want to see Caleb throw for 300 against the Packers. I don't imagine the running game being that lethal with the Packers defensive line. So I think we are going to need to pass the ball a little bit more. And Caleb hasn't gotten to 300 yet. He was 1% away from it against the damn Cowboys. And Ben Johnson, you know, told him to take the back seat and just take the kneels and all that stuff, which I respect and understand. But when you're that close, run one more pass play that gets you 2 yards. I'm still upset about it. But I want to see that. I want to see Luther get another touchdown. I think he totally can. And I want to see one Monongai touchdown. I want to see one Monongai touchdown. Um, and in terms of the Packers, what I want to see from them, this will not happen. But I would love to see you score a goose egg. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see you score 0. It's not going to happen, but a Bears fan will always wish for that. Bears fan will always wish for it. But what about you, Michael? What do you want to see?
Yeah, obviously, I want to see the Packers, or not the Packers. The Packers lose by 14 points to the Bears, so that we all could get our free beefs. I really want a
Oh
free
yeah,
beef, so that'd be sick. But realistically, I want to see a nice Caleb game. Like like you said, I want to see 300 yards. But I have a feeling it's kind of like the Eagles game, where like you don't think you can run the ball all that much, but then we put 200 yards on the ground.
really.
Yeah, I mean this Ben Johnson system is just so hard to like stop, in my opinion.
And the good, the one of the best things about Ben Johnson is compare when you compare him to our other coaches, he is willing to flip the script when it doesn't work. He's willing to abandon his original game plan and do the absolute opposite to ensure a win. You know, uh, everyone else that's been our coach, just thought like, oh, we just need to fix this, and this, and it'll work, which never happened. It was always a certain things that they did that screwed up
Yeah,
our chances to win. And Ben Johnson is finally that new era coach that we needed, and I just have complete faith in him that he's going to figure out a way to win against the Packers. And fun fact about both Caleb and Ben Johnson here, neither of them have lost at Lambeau. So, will they keep the streak alive? I totally believe they will.
none of them have lost at Lambeau, and then Jordan Love and Matt Lafleur have never lost at Soldier.
Oh God. So that's got to that one's going to change.
One has to change, or they could stay the same. Honestly,
If they tie, I don't want to tie.
no, I don't want to tie either. But like I said, I think if we win this first game, we're winning the second one.
Mhm. Mhm. So so uh so we're gonna go into our score predictions because I mean you said what you wanted to see from this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay. Uh, so the Packers are 6.5 point favorites over the Bears, which I think is a little high, if I'm being honest. Um, I would maybe uh understand this better if they were 3.5 or 4 point favorites. But like I, for the Packers to be 8-3-1, they don't seem like that dangerous of a team. I mean,
yeah,
the Bears are 9-3, and yes, I mean, uh, um, we haven't necessarily won, games pretty this year. Coming back from the Raiders game, and a couple games after that, the Bengals game and all that stuff. But then last week we go ahead and beat the the reigning Philadelphia Eagles by 9. You're telling me that doesn't at least give you incentive to make the Packers a little less favored in a
and we handled that game very, very well. That was our game. We knew we were winning that game the whole time.
so I I think that this game is going to be 30-24 Bears. So it's
Oh,
within the 6.5 point difference, but I do think that the Bears are going to come out on top.
yeah. I personally, so the over under is 44.5. I think that hits. I don't think it hits by a lot. I think there's a total of 46 points scored in this game. I think it's going to be 24-22. Bears win, and we win by a last second field goal by Carlos
Why
Sanchez
do you have to
on the
say that?
35-yard line.
Why do you have to say that, man?
Yeah,
Why
but
do you have to
I
say
I I
last
I,
second field goal?
I think it's gonna happen. I don't know. Is that last? I don't mean last second. I mean like there's like 30 seconds left on the clock, then we stop them.
I just don't want that against the Packers. I want to win a hand. I want to win handily.
I think we're gonna win handily at Soldier. That's why.
Ooh, okay, little preview there.
Yeah.
Um, so usually this is where we would end, but I um I talked to my high school football coach for a project yesterday, and I just have to share what he said about me because it just was so meaningful to me when he said it, and I shared it with Michael before we came on here, but I have it on voice memos right now, so I'm gonna play it. It's about 3 minutes long. What he said, and but so you know
I,
it's a very detailed description, but I just I need to share it with you guys.
yeah. I hope I think I watched the right part that you sent. I know I did because I watched like 10 or I listened to like 10 minutes of that. It was like
Mhm.
24 minutes. I listened to 10 minutes of it. And he's such a great guy.
Okay, well I've got it pulled up to where I start where the question that I want to share is. So I'm gonna press play here. Career. What would you say was your defining moment in your coaching career?
To be honest with you, you are one of my defining moments that in my coaching career. You, as I told at the banquet that year that you had, you are that person that really portrayed what I was talking about. You didn't let your disability, you didn't let your excuses uh, overcome who you are. You allowed your passion and your love for football to give you the opportunity to be involved in any way that you could be. And you sacrificed yourself and your time where you could have been doing anything else to be a part of something that you knew that you had nothing to gain from, in the sense that you weren't going to score touchdowns, you weren't going to be the MVP of a game because you never were going to be able to get on the field, but yet you still brought that same passion and love to everything that you did, and you made everyone understand that you can do anything that you put your mind to, as long as you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to stand up for what's right. And so I would say that you are a huge inspiration for what I'm trying to accomplish here.
You're gonna make me cry, Coach. I can't. Oh my God! Thank you so much for saying that. That is awesome.
I'm not, and Grant, I'm not saying that to make you feel good. You asked me a question, and as you know, I'm going to answer it honestly. And those words that I spoke about you at the banquet stay as true today as they ever will be. I mean, when a kid looks at me and tells me, "Hey, I can't do this," I'm like, wait a minute. We had a kid who had to be in a wheelchair who would freaking bring his wheelchair onto an uneven grass surface just so he could be with the team. So don't tell me what you can and cannot do. It's about if you will do what you need to do, not if you can. And so yeah, I'm unapologetic about that, Grant. You are a very inspirational person, and I love how you don't allow any barrier or obstacle to get into your way. You are gonna just pull right through it and do what you want to do. That's inspirational.
I am not joking about. So I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I I I owe a lot of what I do now to that coach. I mean, I I don't know about you guys, but like, or about you, Michael, but I'll tell you what I would have been the MVP of. Um, Game day speeches for sure. I don't know if you probably don't remember any of them because they
Well,
were.
it sucks. They were on A team. I was on B.
Oh,
So
come on.
I wasn't really in the game day speeches.
Well, you were there, right?
I
You
would.
were always
I've
there.
seen a couple. I've seen a couple. You had one or two for the B team. I've seen a
Well,
couple.
well, I mean,
They're great speeches. Don't get me wrong. They obviously worked. We went 8-1.
yeah, but for the first time ever, for the first time ever, the team went 9-0 this year, which I wish I was a part of. Honestly, I have to say it. But like, so out of everything you heard, just I want to get your like actual reaction to what he was saying. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, he's not wrong. You never let your disability stop you from doing anything. If you wanted to do something, you did it. Like that's like you did. I've known you since third grade, dude. We were in the same third grade class. I've seen you. I've stayed around with you when what I think recess. I think I used to stay around with you, and while you tried to walk, I was there. Miss Berg's class.
No.
I helped. I was there. I was watching. I was rooting you on. I basically did what you did for us in football way before.
Yes, you did. You
So
did. You were you
I've
were
known you
my
for so long.
you were the guy that I would always, whenever we had like a school assembly and I would sit closer, I was always allowed like one person to sit closer with me. I didn't even have to think. I automatically just asked you because you were my like the closest friend I had in that class. I mean,
Yeah,
but dude, like I I li- I I listened to that 3 minutes like 5 times yesterday before I went to bed. I can't I can't stop listening to it because like I don't understand why people say that they can't do things because people have it worse than you and you don't know that. Like
yeah,
and they still do everything to their best ability to make sure that they can do what they want to do. I mean, you know what? I have some other news to share, like that Michael, and but not many people on YouTube will know.
wait, we're breaking the news?
Yes, we're gonna break.
Breaking news.
So I don't know. I think it's gonna happen next semester, but uh, at the beginning of November, um, I went to an extra credit opportunity for one of my classes, and there was an NFL PR person there. So I went up to him and I told him that I wanted to be in Ian Rappaport's shoes. So I asked him, how do I get in his shoes? And he's like, well, I actually can't be the person to ask you or answer you that. And I'm like, okay, what do you mean? He's like, the only person that can answer you that question is Ian Rappaport himself. So, and I'm like, well, I can't talk to him. I don't know how to get in contact with him. And he's like, I will help you get in contact with him. I will get you an interview with him. So, breaking news, people, a journalism student, as a journalism student, is going to interview Ian Rappaport. There's no one in the history of journalism that can say, as a student, I got to interview the leading NFL insider. As an athlete, sure, or interview with Ian Rappaport, but not as a journalism student. So that's I've been I've kept that from the YouTube world for about a month and a half. I just told my parents over Thanksgiving break, so yeah, that's my big news. And when I interview him, I will definitely uh, include it in, talk about how it went on here, and I will mention to him that I do have this and see if he would be willing to come on one day. But I also need to understand that if it's a guy like him, he's gonna most likely want to be paid for it. And I'm a college student, so we don't have a lot of money.
No,
So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he pops in for 15 minutes, but he's also, one of those busiest sports figures in the world, 365 days out of the year. So we'll see about that. But I mean, it feels good to share that. So, I mean, Michael, you've known for a while, but like, how big is this news that I just shared to the football world? Would you say?
That's huge. Like no, like you said, no one's done that. Like if you actually get that done and do that, that's breaking barriers. Like that's breaking barriers for people that go out their way and try to get an interview with them that aren't playing sports, aren't playing football. So that's a big step. That's big for you in your career because you want to do that. So I don't know. That's just huge.
I it feels good to finally tell
Yeah.
the YouTube side of the world that, because I wanted to see if I wanted to tell them after the interview, but I have a hunch that I'm going to have to wait until at least January or February to have that interview, because you know I have a hunch that he won't be able to actually have a time of a block of time where he could sit down with me uh, until the Super Bowl is over, which is in February. So
I
that's about
I think Pro Bowl maybe
when is that?
right before the Super Bowl.
Okay, well that's still 2 months, two
Yeah.
months away. But there should be a couple Bears players in there.
Well, maybe not. We're gonna be in the Super Bowl, so
Oh, does being in the Super Bowl
they don't
disqualify
play.
you?
Well, they
Really?
don't play.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But that's
But
why Mahomes hasn't been in the Pro Bowl.
oh, okay.
That's why
That makes
Kelsey hasn't been in it. Chris Jones. So
That makes sense. But well, I think that's gonna be it from today for today. Everyone that is a Bears fan, enjoy tomorrow, regardless of what happens. Just just know that regardless of what happens, we are okay because we actually have a competent head coach, and we will if we somehow lose tomorrow. I that is not me saying that I think that's what's going to happen. But if we do lose tomorrow, we will kick the shit out of the Browns because they have no offense. They
yeah,
have a defense. They've got no offense.
they got Super Bowl defense.
So enjoy enjoy the game tomorrow. It's kind of sad we have to wait until 3:25, but it's a it's something that we have to give and take. So
We gotta
uh,
wait longer than we're supposed to.
hey, when we play the Packers again in 2 weeks, we got it's a Saturday game.
Saturday game.
Weird. It's gonna be weird, but that's the first day that I'm home for Christmas break, so that feels good.
Yeah.
But have a good Saturday and Sunday, everybody. See you guys on Monday, hopefully,
Yeah.
for this.
With the victory speech.
Yep, let's do it.
Later.